Përshëndetje dashur pjesëmarrës të konferencës Diaspora Flet. Unë jam Shpëtim Shujoku nga Germini dhe po vazhdoj me fjalimet inspiruese. Të parën në këtë sesion do ta kemi Girorgjo Fuscho, i cili është nga grupi Arbresh dhe Dax. Ju ftojmë ta ndiqni videon nga Girorgjo.
Gjithë pjesën kështu vizive. Faleminderit juve për të ftesë. Tani ju tregojmë një video që kemi përgatitur që nuk është akoma online, ku këndojmë jo një këngë jona, por një të traditës arbreshe që quhet Trëndafili i Shkëmbit. Mund të kërkoni këngat tona ato origjinale në gjithë platformat, për shembull YouTube, Spotify e tjera. Për momentin janë vetëm 2, Dita e Lumturit. Por në vitin e ardhshëm do dalë albumi i parë me një shtëpi diskografike këtu nga Palermo. Për këtë jemi duke punuar me brandin. Sepse më parë ishim ne vetëm, tani kemi një editore. Faleminderit për ftesën e dëgjim të këndshëm. Ciao!
Të reja të shkëmb, bash një kopine si një fillëa. Një trëndafile mjoda të gëmbi, me miranule që bunet të marit. Një trëndafile mjoda të gëmbi, me miranule që bunet të marit. Floket të gata të speksura e pijë, si hëmbarisjën si limenat. Sa ishe bukur një qindja të dijë, nikëzimi më se dashura e ta. Sa ishe bukur një qindja të dijë, nikëzimi më se dashura e ta. Ejani gjinde, Eni, kopile vaše deni, anonime. Shtu si da smeje, ajo jerde në shkoj, i dorën i ngatave, me luren e nos. Këmbër plegasin dhe vëmit që zbroj, tash dashurinë e tash ashtu plot. Këmbër plegasin dhe vëmit që zbroj, tash dashurinë e tash ashtu plot. Ejani gjinde, ejani vreni, hajde që kemi na. Ejani kopile vaše, eni këndoni, anonime, eni këndoni, anonime, eni këndoni, anonime.
E falenderojmë shumë Girorgjon dhe Saverin për dërgimin e kësaj video kaq të bukur dhe një këngë kaq të bukur arbreshe. Tash, pa humbur kohë, e ftoj edhe Arlinda Çaushin që të bëjë një prezantim shkurtër të saj dhe të iniciativës Fit for Future. Arlinda?
Mirëmbrëma të gjithë dhe kënga ishte shumë e bukur, kështu që unë si tu shpresoj që të vazhdojnë atë lloj frymëzimi që edhe Girorgjo arritit na jepte. Mirëmbrëma të gjithëve dhe faleminderit edhe organizatorëve për ftesën dhe për hapësirën. E di që është një hapësirë prej 5 minutash, kështu që unë kam diku te 3 minuta e pak që do flas në lidhje me iniciativën time, se pastaj do ta prezantoj me një video që e kanë organizatorët. Unë kam themeluar para 7 viteve një program që quhet Fit for Future, që është një program komunikimi, zhvillimi, bashkëpunimi, qytetarie. Është një program që lindi si domosdoshmëri e komunikimit, nga që jemi një shoqëri që ndoshta na mungon komunikimi i mirë, na mungon edhe komunikimi me veten, edhe faktin që me zgjedhje fjalën që ne edhe të relacionohemi ashtu siç duhet, lindi pra si nevojë në një kompani private me stafin e saj, pastaj u zgjerua në shumë qytete të Shqipërisë, u zgjerua edhe në Kosovë, edhe në Shqipëri, do me thënë për Shqipëri, Tiranë, mund të përmend qytetet ku Fit for Future ka udhëtuar, Tiranë, Librazh, Elbasan, Dibër, Peshkopi, Vlorë, Shkodër, po ashtu Lezhë, po ashtu, ndërkohë që edhe në Kosovë, në Prishtinë dhe Gjakov. Ky është një program që i dedikohet të gjitha moshave, i dedikohet të gjitha profesioneve, ka një segment të veçantë dhe shumë të mirë mendoj për edukimin, sepse është e ardhmja e vendit. Edhe përmbledh trekëndshin mësues, student, do të thënë fëmijë dhe prind, dhe i lidh që të tre ideja e komunikimit me njëri tjetrin, mësuesin se sa rëndësishme është që të frymëzohet studenti, sa rëndësishme është që më janë kurrikulave, më janë planeve, më janë presioni dhe trysnisë të madhe që unë e di që mësuesit kanë ndoshta edhe pak politik. Unë si gjithmonë kam sugjeruar tek modulet e Fit for Future që është shumë rëndësishme që të edukohet mendja edhe zemra, domethënë inteligjenca emocionale tek fëmijë, kështu që është shumë e rëndësishme që të krijojmë një brez që pikë pari ka një z, që Dita ngrej këtë z, që Ditë flasi, që Ditë artikuloj mendimet dhe t'i thoj pa frikë, kështu që përpiqem që e gjithë Fit for Future të ketë një zhvillimi më sakt, edhe për rinin, edhe për mësuesin, edhe për prindrit, edhe për vetë shoqërinë. Deri diku kanë marrë pjesë tek 5.000 ca veta, kështu që është një punë kolosale, realisht një pjesë e madhe ka qenë një punë vullnetare, por unë përshëndes të gjithë pjesëmarrësit që kanë qenë. Uroj që kjo lloj platforme edhe të vijojë në platforma edhe praktike edhe bashkëpunimi reale, dhe ju falenderoj shumë për vëmendjen. E di tash që është video, shpresoj të jemi minutash fiks tamam. Faleminderit. Unë jam Arlinda, kam një pasion të jashtëzakonshëm për njerëzit dhe sidomos për rinin. Vi pak edhe përpiqem t'ju zgjoj. A jap energji? A ju jep energji të mirë? A ju shoh në sy? Se kur shef në sy, tregon që ka respekt për tjetrin, dhe kur shef në sy ka vetbesim. Forca e njeriut ka dy vendlinje, zemra edhe truri. Nuk ka si aftësia njerëzore. Nuk ka absolutisht si cilësia që njeriu prodhon dhe jo makina. Unë do përpiqem, unë do mësoj, unë do punoj, unë do rezistoj. Nuk ka gjë më të jashtëzakonshme se liria personale që ju të fleni në një estek të bardhë ku shkruhet rroft liria. Falenderoj shumë. Unë jam Arlinda, kam një pasion të jashtëzakonshëm për njerëzit dhe sidomos për
Faleminderit shumë Arlinda për dërgimin e kësaj video dhe prezantimin kaq të këndshëm dhe për iniciativën që ju keni bërë. Dhe tash po vazhdojmë me folësin ton të ardhshëm, Loksan Harley, i cili është një ekspert i pavarur i imigracionit dhe po ashtu e ka podcastin e tij të quajtur The Migration Diaspora. Loksan, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, and it's so great to join you and to speak to you Albanians across the world about the power of podcasting. I'm just going to share my screen and then I will start. Can you see my screen? I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Fantastic. So I'm talking to you about the power of podcasting. I've only got 5 minutes, right? So I better get stuck in. So a little bit about me. I am from the UK and I have a bit of a diaspora background myself. My mother is Chinese and I've lived in China as well. I'm an independent migration and diaspora expert. So I work as a consultant to governments, international organizations, NGOs, businesses on diaspora engagement. And I've done that across Africa, Europe, and Asia Pacific. So I have a bit of an idea of what works and what doesn't work. And I'm the founder and host of the Migration and Diaspora podcast and have been for the last couple of months. And I'm so excited to talk to you a little bit about that today. So let me ask you, do you listen to podcasts? I'm not going to be able to see your answer, but have a think. What kind of content do you choose to consume via podcasts? And what content do you choose to consume via other channels? And we know podcasting today is really growing, especially during COVID. And now over 55% of the US population have listened to a podcast. And in 2020, over 155 million people listen to a podcast every week. And we also know that it captures a bit of a younger audience as well. And I see that in the statistics that I get, the analytics for my podcast. Younger people like listening to podcasts. But it's really, it's growing in popularity rapidly across the board. And why is that? I like to say that it allows you to scale intimacy. And it's really useful for diasporas as well. You know, when you podcast, you're talking directly to your audience. You're talking in their ear. It's a very intimate thing. And my podcast is only a couple months old, but it's already getting over 100 plays per week. And that may not seem like a lot, but if you look at the picture here, that is an audience of 100 people. And I get to talk to that audience every single week. And beyond that, podcasting helps you to build networks. It helps you to connect people. And that is no more relevant than for diaspora networks. And we've heard time and time again that diaspora engagement is all about powerful networking. So a little bit about my podcast. You can, of course, look it up and on your favorite podcasting platform. It's getting over 100 listeners per week, and it's growing rapidly. And what has that done for me? It's allowed me to expand my own network. It's allowed me to provide a platform for others, and it's allowed me to tell stories. And diaspora engagement is a lot about storytelling too. And it has been a bit of a business funnel. So it's allowed others, it's allowed potential clients to find me, and it's showcased my expertise as well. So there's so many benefits to podcasting. A few myths. In case you're thinking about podcasting, you may have a few doubts in your mind. One common doubt is that podcasting is expensive. It definitely is not. You need a decent microphone, but you can also use your mobile phone if you're just getting started. And it's free to upload your podcast to the web. Another myth is that podcasting takes a lot of time. Well, I can definitely say that for me, it takes half an hour to prepare some questions. It takes about 45 minutes to record a podcast, and it takes maybe another 20 minutes to edit. It really is not a big time commitment and much quicker than, for example, blogging or other forms of content creation. Third myth, you need to be a professional speaker. I was a terrible speaker before starting this podcast. I learned by doing. You learn through execution. You get better at speaking as you podcast more. And then the final myth is that no one will listen to it. Well, if you create good content, if you provide a platform for others, others will promote you. There are many ways to promote a podcast. So that's almost it for my lightning talk. If you're interested in creating your own podcast, then number one, determine your theme. It might be global Albanians. It might be anything about Albanian culture. Number 2, get a microphone, and that's really optional. You can start with your smartphone. Number 3, learn through execution. So if you're not a good speaker, practice podcasting, do the podcasting, and you will become a good speaker. And 4, showcase the work of others. Give others a platform and they will promote you. And then finally, of course, engage your diaspora, because this is what diaspora engagement is about. It's about networking and providing people with a platform. Thank you so much for having me. That was my lightning talk. You can visit my website, loksanharley.com, to find out more. Find me on any podcasting platform. Thank you, and have a fantastic conference.
Thanks a lot, Loksan. We really appreciate your input, and we feel honored to have you here. And we wish you the best of luck with your podcast.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And now, last but not least, Mr. Jeremy Coates, the scene is yours.
Oh, thank you very much. And thank you to the organizers of the conference for thinking of me and IIE, the Institute of International Education, to share a little bit of our work, engaging the academic diaspora, which we've been doing for nearly 8 years under 2 different programs. But before I get into that, I want to give you a little bit of an idea of who we are at the Institute of International Education, or IIE. We are an educational exchange, non-for-profit. We are global. We have offices, our European office is actually in Budapest. We also have offices on every continent and multiple offices in the United States. We're best known for our implementation and management of the Fulbright programming for the U.S. government, but I represent a different wing of the Institute where I lead the foundation-funded programs. So these are programs funded by various philanthropies across the world. And today I want to kind of look at one of our programs, which is called the Greek Diaspora Fellowship Program, which is used to engage the Greek academic diaspora. And this program has been in place for about 4 years now. And we've received about $3 million from our generous funder, the Stavros Niarchos Foundation, which is an Athens-based philanthropy. The overall goal of the Greek Diaspora Fellowship Program, or as we call it, the GDFP, is of course to create linkages between institutions in the United States, Canada, Australia, and South Africa, in fact, with Greek universities. So what we hope to see is, some brain circulation happening between the diaspora and back home at these institutions of higher learning. This is a very unique collaboration, in fact, with multiple partners. We are working not just with, the foundation funding us, but we also coordinate very closely with the Fulbright Foundation in Greece, actually, where they, manage a lot of our outreach and communication to Greek-based individuals. So far, we've awarded 125 fellowships under this program, which is quite good. That's a lot of impact, and these are opportunities for these diasporans to travel to Greece, put down roots for 14 to 90 days and collaborate, have high impact, quick collaborations that are often sustained with additional activities that follow on. Our core activities are actually curriculum development, graduate student teaching and mentoring, and collaborative research. As you all know, the financial crises in Greece and other crises that have happened over the last several years have left kind of a dearth of academic knowledge and gaps within institutions. So this is an opportunity for individuals in the diaspora to come back and kind of, fill those roles. One interesting part of this program, and thinking about Albania, is, about half of the relationships between the diasporans and the hosts at the universities in Greece are pre-existing. So we're funding activities that are kind of ongoing. There's a lot of different components to the program, but I just wanted to mention a few of them to all of you because I think they might pique some of your interests. One of the really interesting components is we maintain a roster of the Greek and Cypriot-born diaspora, in fact, which has well over 250 individuals on it. So these people can be identified outside of the program as well as possible collaborators for people. So the roster is a diaspora. What we've done is created a diaspora map of the academic diaspora. Of course, we don't have everyone's name on it, but we've done pretty well reaching out to people and getting them to sign up. Another interesting component of the program, of course, is we have launched a Hellenic Diaspora Academic Association under the project, which is coordinating various activities like webinars, virtual coffee hours with diasporans, with students in Greece, which has been quite successful. And that's a new piece that we are recently funding. And we're also offering opportunities for these diasporans and their hosting institutions to, or hosts to attend conferences, which is raising the research profile of our hosting institutions. And, you know, that's a really important part for academics globally, is to, you know, get those publications out there, put their name of the institutions out there, raise the global profile of their institutions as well. Of course, COVID-19 has posed a series of threats to the program. We've been closed down since March. However, we've recently made the decision, given that COVID doesn't seem to be really going anywhere for the time being, to start offering virtual fellowships. So a virtual fellow, so that our hosts and fellows can collaborate virtually with some funds for materials for the hosting institution still to complete the activities. At IIE, we also manage other programs. We'd have quite a bit of success virtually. One in particular, which has quite a few diasporans participating in it, is a Brazil project with the University of Fortaleza that's 100% online. And the goal is 3 publications per year, jointly done by the diasporan and the host at the university. So this model is really a good way, you know, to strengthen those curricula, to graduate more PhDs, to graduate more highly competent researchers, and as well as, you know, add to existing bodies of knowledge through collaborative research. So that's a little bit of information about the program. Sorry if I went a little over, but I do want to add one more thing. We do have a very robust monitoring evaluation plan in place for this program. It's a mixed methods, qualitative and quantitative study. We're doing some social network analysis. It's really fascinating to see and read. I'll share a link to the report with the organizers, should they wish to distribute that out to all of you. So once again, thank you all for your time.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Jeremy, for presenting us your work, and you can definitely add the link here on the chat. Unfortunately, we have 2 questions from Martin for both of you, but unfortunately, due to a really limited time, we cannot address them, since in 2 minutes we start with the next session. But please do share your links on the chat for the participants if you can. We would really appreciate it for your institution and also for your podcast, Loksan, please. So thanks a lot once again. Faleminderit shumë Arlinda për pjesëmarrjen. Besoj që kanë qenë shumë të kënaqur pjesëmarrësit dhe shihemi herave të tjera. See you next time.
Faqja e Facebookut është Germin.